Russo Italiano sponsors Boxing Bros UK.
Oh, Boy Chisora. Come on, give the guy a clap. Jesus. Obviously, the topic is for Boy Chisora today. This is Andrew, my co-host, the Boxing Brain. I'm the boss, Chris. And yeah, let's talk about Del Boy. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, man.
Well, where to start? I mean, well, first thing I would say is one of the scorecards was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? 117, 114, 112. What? With two 10-8 rounds as well. What the fuck was that about? So basically, you had Wallin winning every other round, other than them. Like what the fuck? I don't know what was going on there.
Like that is,
yeah.
But why do they want Wallin to win? He doesn't bring any money. He doesn't bring any entertainment. I really do think that was human error. That was a judge getting bored, not paying attention to the fight, and just seeing Wallin doing his tippy tappy shit. I don't know, because that's human error. Because I don't think that's good, because there's no benefits to Wallin winning that fight. There was none, money-wise. I think that was human error on the judge's part for me.
It was a strange one because Chisora actually started quicker than what I'm used to seeing him. He's normally he's not always that fast out the traps. I think he won the first 2 or 3 rounds easy. Chin down. For all you youngsters out there as well, like just learning, right? With all this modern coaching, right? All these modern zesty coaches, right? Even me and Michael were talking about it with Josh, right? I don't want to get into the hands on the chest and moving around. Yeah, good luck with that in the pro game. Good luck with that if you get caught, because you'll be dining out in your fucking chin, son. And let's hope your chin's good, unless it's Zhili Zhanged Chinese powered and then it's gone. I have to keep mentioning Zhang at the moment. I'm obsessed. But just an example of chin on your fucking chest. I know he's not the most technical Chisora, is he? He often sort of comes in a bit square on, he sort of throws his jab up and tries to get in close, not got the quickest feet, sort of throws a couple of jabs, and then just wants to get in and swing hooks on your chest. Let them hooks go big old brown rights, loaded up on body shots. But yeah, other than a few middle rounds where Otto Wallin got behind his jab, decent kind of lead hand out the southpaw stance, nicked probably a couple of rounds. Thought he actually was a credit to himself, Wallin. He didn't duck, although his game plan was a bit weird for me. I understand he's not a puncher. He's more of a kind of counter. He wants to move. But he was being backed up on the ropes and in the corners and allowing Chisora to dictate all night. And I know it's easier said than done not to do that, but I just thought Wallin was nowhere near aggressive enough, but he's not an aggressive fighter, Chris. So I don't know where I'm going with this analysis, but I'm trying to sort of break it apart a bit. So,
but the thing is, he didn't have to go looking for Chisora. Chisora was there, and he was the younger man, the faster feet, the faster hands, and like you say, he let Chisora dictate the pace, and Chisora, he was like a Joe Frazier out there. He was excellent. Like he was bobbing and weaving. It was when he was inside, he was letting his hands go. He was setting his little traps like body, bang, overhand right, sneak that in there every now and again, and landing it. It was a really good performance by Chisora. It's and Wallin, he's not very powerful. He doesn't very hit hard. He doesn't like getting hit, obviously, because he was bottling it. The reason why he wasn't engaging more, because he didn't have he's what I call it. While I was watching this fight with my daughter, actually, I was like, She said, why does he keep hugging him? Why is he doing this? I said, this is an example of a boxer versus a fighter. So you've got someone who's got skills, who knows how to box, yeah? And you've got someone who's going to die in that ring. Like, he doesn't want to die. We don't want anyone to die. But the mentality of Chisora is like, I'm going to die in this ring. I'm blowing out my arse, and I'm going to keep fighting to the last minute to win. And that's why we love Chisora. That's why everyone loves him. Well, that's why we want him to retire, because we know that he will die in that ring. He will go out on his shield every fucking time. And that's why we love him. But that's why we also want him to retire, because he won't quit. And he will take a big shot to give a shot. And it's not the best way. Like, I can see it in his speech. They call it punchy. They used to call it punchy back in the day, when people start slurring their speech. Like, Dave Allen had it for a bit after the Price fight, where it's like they're still concussed for like about 6 months. It's mad.
No, you're right. So, and he was giving all the burgers out, wasn't he? His Five Guys burgers or whatever it is after, and he just looks a bit like he's going to sort of pass out and fall asleep. Like, I just hope that the next fight is his last fight, and he's able to sort of, because I know he's very territorial and protective over his family, loves his family and his kids, and can spend another 20, 30, 40 years of his life, however long, in relatively good health. Because as we always say, you have to know when to get out, and he loves the game so much. But as you say, he's a massive warrior. But some of his attacks were superb. Some of the attacks, Wallins no mug. I know people are going to sort of write him off, but he's a decent fighter, decent operator, Wallin, and God, he's like a fine wine, Chisora, isn't he? Sort of, I don't know. He's always brilliant value for money. And
always.
At 41 years of age, right? I mean, I struggle getting out of bed at 5:30 in the morning. Like, I don't know where he finds some of these second wins and bursts of energy from. Like, I don't know. It's remarkable.
This is a true definition of being a veteran and old manning someone in there. So, like, he got knocked down. What did he do? I ain't throwing no more punches. I've just not come to me. He knew when to take rounds off, and he was up on the cards. Knew when to throw his hands, even though it looked clumsy. It was methodical. He was setting the traps. He was going to the body, going to the body, going to the body, and then throwing an overhand right. And obviously, he was getting Wallen in that, leaning on the ropes and low guard to try and block them body shots. And then he was falling for that trap, and he was getting caught with that overhand right over and over. And he wasn't wasting any punches. Even his jab, he was stepping into it and throwing his whole body into it like a power punch. He wasn't like quick jab. It was like like one of them. You know what I mean? Like nothing was wasted. Everything was all power. And I just want to say, this goes to show where everyone's like, all people who spar Chisora have said he's one of the hardest hitters they faced. Usyk, Dave Allen, many others, Joshua. People have said it, and people look at his record and he's lost 10 fights. How can that be? He's not, because you have to be able to land it. There's journeymen out there who fucking hit like a train. But if you can't land it, it means nothing. So don't judge a book by its cover and think, they've not got a lot of knockouts, or they've lost so many fights that they don't hit hard, because they fucking do. And so any of these trolls on the internet, get in the ring and spar with them and then see what fucking happens to you if you think they haven't got power. Also, with that resume, though, Chris, he's been in with absolutely everyone. Pulev twice. He's been in there against Parker. He's been in there against Dillian White twice. All good versions of these fighters, by the way. Vitaly Klitschko back in. Vitaly Klitschko.
David Hay. A very good version of David Hay. Tyson Fury 3 times. Like, people go, we'll break that. I sort of I call him like a world-class journeyman. Right? He's not... He's got a world class. He was never was European champion, wasn't he? He's been in, he's there or thereabouts, at one time or another. But that's where I kind of that's how I'll describe it. I hope that's not any disrespect to him. But I think that's me giving him a compliment. I think he's a world class. I don't even like Journeyman Gatekeeper, but he still has the ability now because he is heavy-handed. And I saw an interview with Wallin on IFL TV after, and the asked, he said, like, where would you rank him? You've been in there with AJ, you've sparred all these guys. Where would you rank Chisora as in terms of his power? And he said he's definitely one of the heaviest hitters I've been in there against. So, Usyk said the same thing. So, the guy can hit. Ain't no mistake about that. Yeah. Absolutely.
And the thing is, why everyone thinks that is because he loads up. Like, for a 41-year-old man, if you're loading up on every single shot for 12 rounds, it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. Do you know what I mean? It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Loading up, because they always tell you don't load up on your punches all the time. And he's ripped that playbook up, and he's like, no, I load up on every single punch, every single round. Even my jabs, I'm loading up on.
Because other than a few jabs that he sort of steps into, as you say, to try to get in range, he sort of tries to ram that jab, sort of almost comes on sideways, and then he'll come on square a little bit, and he is a bit sloppy. He's very raw, but that's what makes him so exciting. But he is wily, as like you say, he's got that to where he understands 12 rounds. He can take a round off, rope a dope a little bit. Looks like he's completely gassed and out of nowhere. He is a bit of a wily customer, but other than those jabs he steps into, every shot is just a telegraphed. But he seems to be very successful with it. Generally against other than the top guys. It works. What can you say?
My favorite fight of Chisora's is the Takam fight. Yeah, they were head to head. Takam was having him off, and he was rope doping, and then he just went boom. Good night. Yeah. That overhand right, mate. Foot Wilder's right hand. Watch out for Chisora's overhand right. Jesus.
Hey, mate, can you imagine though, right, being hit like clean? He wasn't really catching Wallin clean. He never really caught him super clean all night, and he had him down twice. Twice he had him down. So fair play to Wallin for showing it. He did show a bit of toughness, Wallin. Because in the AJ fight, he was flat, and I think he redeemed himself a little bit.
His ass went, he quit, and he thought, I don't want no more of this.
Yeah, but I think, if you're getting hit by Chisora with 18.5 stone behind that overhand right and everything into it, I think, there ain't a man on the planet that ain't going to feel that. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So what's next?
What's going to be his last fight, Chris? Yeah, or his last fight? I mean, who knows if it's his last.
I just want to say, those fucking cards that he had Lethal Bizzle and them other Grimes. So I want pow, spit me some bars. I think he was just gassed. He was acting like a lunatic. That's why we love Chisora.
What about him?
Yeah. But those 3 fights are not happening. He isn't fighting Dubois. He isn't. Right, I'll break it down. Dubois, if he beats Parker, he'll fight Dubois if he loses to Parker, maybe. But Dubois, if he beats Parker, he's going to fight Usyk. We all know that. So let's forget that fight. AJ and Chisora are fucking best mates. They're not best mates, but they're really, really good friends. Both trained at Finchley. He isn't going to fight AJ. It's just not going to happen. And AJ isn't going to fight Chisora for his swan song. So you've got, and then who was the other one who he said? Usyk. Usyk's already beat him. Usyk's going to fight Dubois. So let's forget them, guys. Yeah, that was just like bullshit. That was just like smoke and mirrors and let's sell it up. Even like let's sell it and get the rumor mill going, because even the commentary, I love Chisora, great performance, and I love Paul Dempsey, I love him, but when you're trying to say that Chisora is the new George Foreman, I can't. It's not the same, because it was a great performance, but Chisora was fighting. I mean, George Foreman was fighting world champions and giving him a good account of himself at the age of Chisora. He was fighting Holyfield, trying to win titles. Tommy Morrison, trying to win titles. Ray Mercer won the title. Was it Ray Mercer that he fought when he won the title at 45? So as much as I feel,
yeah,
if it were, I think it was Ray Mercer. If not, it's another fighter that I always get confused. Ray Mercer, and there's another fighter I always get confused because they both fought at light heavy and moved up. But anyway, when he won the title, it was different. Chisora's doing well at just above European level. Not quite world, they're not world level, but they're not like the worst. They're like in between, you know, like contenders. They're not like, so you can't start comparing Chisora to Foreman that all of a sudden he's going to be winning, he's going to beat Usyk or he's going to beat Dubois at 45. It's not happening. It's not. But it was a good performance. And I think his next fight is going to be, if Dylan White beats Riakporhe, it's going to be Dylan White. Trilogy, both of their fights were fucking awesome. Both of them. I
would like
Chisora won the first one. I think in my mind, I don't think that was a White fight. Got knocked out in the second.
Yeah.
I think that's.
Oh, you mean Joe Joyce? If Dylan White beats Joe Joyce.
Yeah, if Dylan White beats Joe Joyce, yeah, he's going to fight Chisora. Who do you think is going to fight next? Like realistically, like not what we want. What could you see happening?
Yeah, I think that's where my head's at. I think if Dillian White beats Joe Joyce, or maybe if Joyce gets the win, I think the winner of White and Joyce, because if Joyce manages to get a win, maybe a rematch there against Joyce, maybe in London again and finish there. Outside of that, I'm trying to kind of think off the top of my head. I'm sort of thinking in the sort of top 10 heavyweight. I wouldn't fancy. I don't want to see him in there against Dubois anyway. I don't want to see him in there against Bacoli. I don't want to see him in there against Atoma. No one like that, because I just would worry a little bit for him. He doesn't need me to worry about him. He's a big, strong tusk with people that can really bang Chris.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I'm at, you know.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like something horrible's going to happen and he'll really get hurt.
Yeah, definitely. You know what would be nice?
Winner of Joyce White.
Yeah, winner of Joyce. I've just had a thought. Yeah, do you know what would be really, really nice? If he got Pulev fight, because is Pulev the regular champion? WBA regular, is he? Andrew, is Pulev the regular WBA champion? I think he is.
Yeah, he beat Char.
I would like to see Chisora go out, win a belt. I know it's not a real championship belt, but if he rematch Pulev, beat him again, and become regular champion, or fight Dylan White for a trilogy, or have Joe Joyce in a rematch. Like they're the kind of fights level that we want to see. Definitely.
That about wraps it up for us here at Boxing Bros UK.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and sub, all that. Leave a